You, Mary 3, are trespassing on the sacred sovereign nation of Thornhill. Or else my pupils will shoot you full of arrows. Like who, girls?
Cheryl.
You will do nothing of the sort. My girls and I will assume possession of that carcass. We will make a stew from its meat, a pelt from its hide, and a paste from its hooves. No, you sad, simple she-child. It's a part of a sacred circle of life and death, of use, reuse, and rebirth, of paying respect to what the earth gives us. All of what she gives us. Now leave my land, heathens. Girls, toodles. Today, before we came upon those intruders in my forest, I was pointing out our precious maple trees, how dry and lifeless they have become. I believe our maple groves have withered away because we have forgotten the old ways. Before we built our first settlement in Rivervale, when this area was just land and river and rocks, it all belonged to her, she who walks amongst the trees. We gave offerings to her, and she provided. Maple sap, yes, but also life in all its beautiful, glorious facets. Over time, we left the old ways behind. We started taking the Maple Maiden for granted, and she, in turn, punished us. All that was once fecund is now barren. We must again pay tribute to her like our ancestors once did. We must return to the old ways, the blood ways, the pagan ways. And by hoof and by horn, girls, return we shall. We have to go into town tomorrow. My spies have told me that Archie Andrews is trying to steal my maple thunder. And that simply will not do. So it is true. You are making a play for my maple birthright and empire.
I believe every citizen of River...
Then I'd like 13 saplings, please, in the Thornhill Groves, and they can grow in the shadow of she who walks amongst the trees. Rejoin Rivervale? After you tried to erase the sins this town has perpetrated against my ancestor, Abigail Block, you and I both know there is only one way that will ever happen. Now, Archie, over yours. Come along, girls. I'm just taking in some night air. What are you doing with that little bundle of babes? See. May I? Oh. It must be the calming perfume I concocted in my greenhouse. The ingredients of which I could mix into a more permanent solution for his colic. It must help me embrace Rivervale's oldest of old ways. Not much. I just need you to bear witness. And then, per tradition, everything will be as it should. All right, it's time for arts and crafts. Take some twine and fabric from the basket and pass it along. Today, we are making poppets to honor the Maple Maiden. They serve a myriad of purposes, but these ones will be a warning.
What you're doing, Cheryl?
Archie, calm down.
I know you and your girls left those dolls for us to find.
Why would I, keeper of the Maple Flame, murder innocent, nascent maple saplings?
Because
you're out of line, Archie.
If I may, this audience of the fore to offer an olive branch to invite the entire town of Rivervale to Thornhill for a good old-fashioned maple festival. Cousin, how far did you get into my... Really, you and Archie are just too much. I mean, I get it, I'd be obsessed with me too, but what makes you think I had a hand in that dreadful business?
Heart ripped out and poppet shoved down their throat.
What do you want, Betty? The plan, so can we cut to the heart of it? Just what I needed for my festival's pancake eating contest. And sleepless eyes to... Tell me, what demons torment you, Tap Tap?
And we can't afford to move.
Tabitha, methinks I can have a cleansing formula I could prepare for you that will take care of any and all bugs and curses. Said formula does come with a price. If that's true, I'm going to need your full participation in all my Maple Festivals of Jugheads, too. If we want our collective fortunes to turn around for the better, we all need to be united on this. Pay close attention, girls, for this is a special confection based on an old family recipe. Back in the early days, the village priestess used to bake a sin pie. It was meant to contain the sins of the entire town, and once it was consumed, the sins would be absolved, and the town and her folk would prosper. Someone chosen Someone special and strong enough to shoulder the weight of the sins of an entire town.
So, I was at the
So, which ship name do you prefer? Veggie, Veginal, what? No, don't tell me something already happened. But all of his... If you want to make it crystal clear to Reginald that you're no longer carrying a torch for your ex, I may have an idea. If you two want a path forward together, unencumbered by the past, then yes, I believe this is the way. Only way. Perfection. And just in time for our next challenge. Well, it's time for sudden death. Who here is brave enough for the crown of Maple King? Or Maple Queen? Oh, j'adore a good plot twist. Step right up. Man versus woman. The all-American boy versus the girl next door. I'm giving myself chills. All right, the rules are simple. You each get one throw, closest to the bullseye wins it all. The title, the crown. Don't question my authority, Archie. For that, you're up first. I give for our runner-up a pie. Welcome. We've been expecting you. A ritual. And for all of us here, we want our maple trees to thrive again. If we want Rivervale to have a bountiful year in all has to be made, but the right kind of sacrifice. That women can't be sacrifices. Women must bear children, but men, their blood is the seed. Their blood is what nourishes the ground and the furrows. Their blood is what will bring Rivervale back to its glory. This potent kind of blood is that... No, you're certainly not. You have the distinction of being our town's one true pure heart, who was willing to die for his queen. Only he would be worthy. Entire life trying to preserve and save this town. Tonight, you will succeed in doing exactly that. You will be a... She who walks amongst the trees, accept our sacrifice and be appeased.